Okay, welcome to the Commission on Aging meeting where it's July 16th and our fearless leader, Joe Pankowski, is away, so I'm filling in. Would anybody like to approve the minutes of our last meeting?
I'll make the motion, or?
I'll second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ally, can we have our Human Services and Senior Father Center report?
Yes, you can. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I don't know, is Peter coming today or no?
No.
No, he's not, okay. Because I figured he'd have a lot more information for us about some of these things, but as you, well, this is July, what did happen in July? The federal bill that passed, the HR 1, the big, what do they call it, the big? Beautiful bill.
Yeah.
No, I'm not making any political statements.
No, that's what they're officially calling
Exactly,
it.
right.
Is,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, that passed, and obviously this includes the largest cuts ever in the history of Medicare, Medicaid, and food stamps, and other programs too. So a lot of the clients that I work with we don't know what this is when it's gonna roll out. It's not immediate, but we're waiting to hear how it's gonna impact people who are on those programs and stuff, so.
They said it was going to be after the midterm elections.
Okay,
Of course.
yeah.
That's,
Because people
I'm
won't
sorry.
feel the pain.
So that's huge, and we have no idea exactly how that's gonna roll out, and remember, I think I told you months ago that they had eliminated the whole federal department that does the low-income heating assistance, the energy assistance, and the report, I think I should have said that, but for last year, for our season, we had 73 households receive help from that, totaling around $30,000. So that's going to be another huge loss. So we don't know yet how Connecticut's going to handle it, but obviously they can't absorb all of these cuts, but to be continued. Protective services, we have 2 cases currently that are open. As you've heard me say before, they're very time consuming, but we work really closely with the social workers from Protective Services, and they're all great. Our next QPR, as I think I told you last time we had it, I don't know if it had happened before last meeting, but we had the QPR at the Senior Center, and you were there. And we had about 20 seniors that participated, which is great. Renter's rebate, that continues. As you know, I think that Cynthia's on maternity leave, so Amy Warnock and Carly Hayes, our program assistants, were trained, and they've been seeing a lot of people actually. We thought Cynthia tried to get a lot of people done before she left, but they've been busy with that too. So getting some new people, which is great. People who haven't applied before. The usual loan closet, just so you know, because I just did my quarterly report, we had 31 households that used the loan closet the last quarter. And 8 of them are people who've never used it before. So, as I always say, it just keeps taking off. We actually did call our emergency call list before the 100-day heat wave that we had. Because remember, in the winter, we hadn't called anybody. And one woman actually called saying, "Am I still on the list?" But we didn't have any major storms, so we didn't have to call. So that's it for Human Services. Mather Center. Like I said, I just did the quarterly report, so just so you get an idea, in terms of how many lunches are served, in April there were 519 lunches, and 90 of those are unduplicated, meaning those are 90 individuals that received lunch in April. So some come more than once, obviously. In May it was 443 people, 76 unduplicated, and in June it was 462 and 89 unduplicated. So that's, around 90-ish a month of different seniors that are coming in. And in terms of programs and classes, in April, classes, events, anything people have participated in April it was 3,334 and 287 unduplicated, so 287 individuals. May it was 2,709, 262 unduplicated. And in June, it was 2,885 and 209 unduplicated. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you, just so you know how many people are actually coming. The staff created a survey, and we're still out there, so we're waiting to get those all I don't know how long actually we've had it running. We don't have a timeline necessarily that's ending, but so we're waiting to see what feedback people give us and what programs people are interested in, and then we'll take that all into consideration. And I did mention last month that effective July 1st, we increased for the fee for classes from $4 to $5, and I think I told you that actually the seniors were asking for that because they said it's hard to have lots of singles, it's easier to have some fives and stuff like that. And we are still in the process of trying to figure out how we can get credit cards and debit payments so people can just pay in the current times. I don't have cash personally. And membership renewal's underway. That started July 1st. It also is time that we renew the contracts with all of the instructors, so that's underway as well. And then it just heads up, I know we don't meet in August either, so August 18th through 22nd is when the senior centers close for their annual big cleaning and all of that. I'll just tell you a couple of things that highlights. I won't go through it all, but July 3rd we had our first birthday party and talent show. Jerry performed, and I have video if you want me to share it with Jerry. She danced with Patsy Lombardo, who was our Grand Marshal of the Parade, and it was
98 years old.
Oh my God.
He did a little spin, and he spun Jerry.
Did a Lindy.
It was really fun.
It was fun.
It was fun, and it was well attended. July 22nd, there's a Caribbean Vibe steel band performance, which sounds fun. And then there's also on the 28th, there's a bingo and ice cream social. And then actually on the 29th, Darien Police Department, Detective Leslie Silva is presenting on elderly scams, since we've seen so much of that happen recently, right? In town and elsewhere. But and then in terms of August, since we're not here in August, we have a birthday party again on August 1st and games, and that was fun. And Judy made a huge cake, so everyone had it. That was right before the talent show. We figured actually the talent show got really long, which is a good thing, but it was like an hour and a half, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll have to cut it down a little next time. But anyway, and then Judge Ostendorf, the probate judge for Darien and New Canaan, is going to be speaking on our 7th on probate wills and trusts. And then a couple of other fun things on August 13th. Martin Gitlin is his topic, I guess what you would call it, is the greatest sitcoms of all times, which sounds fun. And then August 27th, Mark Albertson, not as uplifting, but the atomic bombs of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And then on the 28th, Steve Avitable is what they call an uplifting afternoon of live music, and I guess he also he's a singer and I think he plays a guitar. So those are just some of the fun things that are coming, fun and interesting things that are coming.
You've got a full calendar.
Yep, and I did attach for the record the whole thing, so all the details in case anyone's interested. We can add it to the minutes. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
A question, do we, the flood warning this week, do we make emergency calls for that? Is that on our line?
No. I mean, I guess if it was going to be it was a big storm.
Yeah.
We don't typically call for that. If it was going to be like hurricane or something like that, then we certainly would. It's more like if there's going to be power outages and stuff like that, but or if there was this was a big storm. If there was like a really crazy storm coming, then we would. But,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Somebody asked me that, so
Related question, so do we do like any cooling centers for people?
Well, we did, the Mather Center, the Mather Center was open for a cooling center, and then the library is open, and then we also, and it was announced through social media, and then the auditorium, the town hall auditorium was also another option. And luckily the air conditioning was fixed because we were having issues right before that at the senior center, but.
So those are the cooling centers for town. Everybody
Yes.
should be aware.
Yes.
Chris, do you have a report for us?
Sure. Well, it's been busy last month or so. First and foremost, we are the proud and grateful recipients of a grant from the Darien Foundation, who does so much for organizations in the area. They've granted us a new Toyota Camry, which is going to be added to our growing fleet of now 4 vehicles, very special vehicles. The importance about this car is we have a sedan now that they had donated also to us in 2015 that was really starting to have some mechanical problems. So we've got the new sedan, and we've had the other one repaired, so we'll have 2 sedans now. And that's real notable because up until now, our second vehicle has been our handicap van, which obviously for handicap rides, we utilize, but we've also used it as that second car, and it's not the most comfortable ride. So 2 sedans now is really, really important. So we are very, very grateful to the foundation and look forward to putting their logo and our logo on the sedan. You'll see it around town, a nice pearl white Toyota Camry. We also have been working on a number of events, and just last Monday, we had a golf outing that the Darien Men's Association had really developed, managed, and put on our behalf. And it was great. Jim Metzger, a couple of our other board members were there. A fantastic event. It's a fantastic partnership. We're looking at ways on how we can help the Darien Men's Association. They've got some of their members who now want to volunteer for us. So it aligns with a real goal of ours of developing deeper partnerships with organizations in town so that, we don't do things in isolation, which we're happy to do, but it's much better when we have some partnerships and help with others. So a really great day. There was some threat of rain, but it wound up just being a little warm, but that was okay. I've spoken before about Out and About Eats, which is one of the ways we're utilizing our new passenger van. We're doing our second Out and About Eats trip next Wednesday, and it's going to be to the Goose. And we have 16 people who've signed up already, which is fantastic. And it's really doing what we had hoped. It's getting seniors together, it can be in a social setting, and then getting to a local restaurant to give them some business on a day that might be quiet otherwise. So that might be 16 to 20 people. So we're really excited about that. And Sue, as the head of our van committee, and we've been working on a calendar for now the end of July and August, and we'll have a monthly calendar. That includes other events such as visits to Lockwood Matthews Mansion we're planning. We're planning trips to potentially New Haven to some of the museums up there.
The Bruce Museum.
The Bruce Museum, a couple of the theaters, certainly the library for the Monday night the movies, and the Avon Theater. So we are going to be promoting those events and activities a lot more as we move forward. We also now are going to work feverishly on an event that we're doing for the first time. It's going to be, and I think I may have spoken about, a pickleball event in November 8th. It's going to be at Pickleball America in Stamford from 5 to 8, and it's just going to be a fun, hopefully, event to get people together in a social setting. And again, it's the first time we're doing something like this. So now we're really going to be focusing our attention and having a committee work on that event. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah. Other van activities would be, we're also planning to do picnics at Pear Tree Beach in the gazebo. So everybody should look for the calendar of van events. We're just getting started, but we're eager to have as much participation as we can.
And one other thing about the golf tournament and the Men's Association. The Men's Association has selected At Home in Darien as its single charity. They had, in the past, they would pick, from now on, we are it, period. So great job by Chris. It makes it simpler for us, and it makes it simpler for them because they can really understand what are appropriate events, and I really believe that's why the golf tournament was so successful. They really put in their people's time. For $150 a piece, we had markers at every hole. Stanford Hospital, for the first time, we've been trying for years to work with them, and they came up big time. So it was very successful, but I think it shows a lot about the value that people are perceiving with At Home in Darien, and it was a very nice event.
How much money did you raise?
Hmm?
How much money did you raise?
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna be close to probably $7,000-8,000,
Nice.
which is big for us. That's gonna go a long way. That goes directly into our operations. And beyond that, the money is great, but it's led to some opportunities to help support some of the Darien Men's Association members. And another thing about partnerships, last month we had our Out and About newsletter. I hope you all saw that. We featured Jerry Genovese on the cover. She's been signing a lot of autographs, I understand. But so there are collateral benefits. In talking to Jerry, she talked about an organization in Stamford that provides some senior daycare. And we have one of our members that was looking for something and was looking in Greenwich, which was outside of our travel area, so we weren't going to be able to provide rides there, which have been pretty critical. So had a conversation with a family, and they wound up connecting with the referral that Jerry had provided, and ultimately we'll be going there and we'll be providing rides. So this organization here and the Mather Center and Human Services and At Home in Darien, there are collateral benefits and things that happen every day, which are great. So.
Just one other plug for the van. In May, the end of May, we took 13 people to the Yo-Yo Ma concert at the Palace Theater in Stamford, and we will be promoting the upcoming season of Orchestra Lumos. We'll have a flyer. We'll have van rides to all of those concerts, they've got a great program coming up this coming year, as well as they have small concerts too, and we did take 6 people to the Stamford Museum and Nature Center concert, which was a harp and flute performance in June. So look for the calendar events for the van activities. Yes.
I just wanted to mention to you, our church, a few years ago, we would always take them on a trip for the foliage. And, up Long Ridge Road, or up to Litchfield, and we'd find a nice restaurant and stop there. So I think that's kind of a nice thing for the fall.
Well,
to do
out and
something
about
like that.
lunch could explore even, once we did the paparazzi in June and then the goose in July, so we'll keep working our way through.
Yeah.
And
It's a nice fall trip for them.
We'd love
to see the leaves
One-
and everything.
love suggestions.
Yeah, and one of the things that I know Debbie Parnon, our board president, has talked about was connecting. We've done it kind of informally with the churches in town, and we've done it in some isolated situations, but that is a great idea. And as we reach out, or if there's somebody you want me to reach out to specifically for that event, then we can do that, because that's absolutely how we'd love to use that passenger van for other organizations that could benefit from getting seniors to those types of activities. So we can talk about that.
Chris, can you remind people just who might be watching how they find out about these things?
Sure. So we have a monthly calendar events newsletter, and right now we send it out to 1,000 people. We can send it out either email or via the postal carrier, and it's got a list of things that are going on in the upcoming month. So we will be working on August, the next week or so, and we get information from the Mather Center, we get information from the library on events, AERP feeds us a growing list of organizations, and certainly we have our own list of activities, events. So that's one of the great ways to do it. We are going to be updating, we have tremendous traffic to our website, but it'll be on the website also, the calendar of events, and we'll feature some there. And I would just encourage people to reach out to us also and call us. and see what we're
You
doing.
wanna give the number
Yeah,
for
it's,
people to call,
sure,
so you
it's-
can be on our email list
Sure.
and/or mailing list?
Sure, it's 203-655-2227. And we can help you with rides, or we can certainly talk about upcoming events for you. So that's a great question.
Chris, is it posted down at the Mather Center, your monthly calendar of events?
We've had some things that we've put on the counter at times. The counter events isn't typically there because you've got your own there, but we should talk about, yeah, that's great.
Why not?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, you've been, especially recently, been very, very helpful in putting things on, that front desk, some of the events that we've had, so thank you. Yeah, let's look at what else we can do.
So any new business? As far as old business, I was meant to go to the Darien Housing Authority meeting in June. It was canceled at the last minute because of a medical emergency of the chairman, but I will plan to go again in September to follow up on Joe's letter. You all recall we had the snow removal issue that we were concerned about the seniors having to get snow off their cars. Certainly in an 80-degree weather day, it doesn't seem like it's that critical, but by the time winter rolls around, we would love to have Imagineers, the management company of the Housing Authority, address this problem for next year. So I will be going to the meeting in September. And in addition, I wanted to point out, I've learned that the Royal has an apartment opening, and they have opened up their waiting list. So anyone who is interested in being on the waiting list for the Royal, which is a wonderful facility of 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, to be in touch with Marisol Velez Rodriguez is the person who is there managing it for the Royal, and you can get an application. This is like a preliminary application, but then you can be on the list. There's requirements for income and what have you, but I'm thrilled to know that they are suddenly making it public that there is an apartment coming up and that people can apply. So I feel like we're making progress.
Good job.
Just to clarify with that, it's just the top tier income.
Okay,
Three
yes,
different
it's
tiers.
a 60%.
Right, so there's 3 different wait lists, so it's just
3
the
different
top
wait lists.
income.
Yep, and incomes, and they have that all categorized and what have you. But nonetheless, it's important for us to be on top of this, it seems to me. Any other business? Well, may I have a motion to adjourn? Thank you. Any second? Good. Thank you, everyone.
Good job.
Good job.
Yeah, all done in half an hour.